Hello and welcome to this new course. Today we will talk about adding circuitry for a power supply. If you have already worked with microcontrollers, it's likely that you already have a preferred way to wire up a power supply to your board. So go ahead and do it that way. In case you need some reminders, here are some pictures of one way to go about it. This version uses a 5-volt regulated power supply. Let's start by doing this. Add power and ground wires for where your voltage regulator will be. As you can see, this is where our voltage regulator will be. These are the two main power lines. This one is the positive power supply and this one is the ground or negative power supply. Here we will place our regulator. It has 3 pins. It will take 9 volts and produce 5 volts for our breadboard. So here we have our 2 top power lines. Going forward, as you can see, add power and ground wires at the bottom of your board, connecting each rail, bottom power lines. As you can see, we need to connect these 2 power lines with these 2 power lines, so we need to add 2 wires to make a bridge. Add the 7805 power regulator and the lines to power the board. Here we added the regulator and we added 2 capacitors. The regulator is a TO220 package where the input from the external power supply goes input in the left, as you can see here, from external power supply. Ground is in the middle and the 5 volts output is on the right when facing the front of the regulator. Add power out and ground wires that connect to the right and left rails of the breadboard. Also add a 10 microfarad capacitors between the end of the regulator and the ground, as well as a 10 microfarad capacitor on the right rail between power and ground, as you can see here and here. Between power and ground, between power and ground. The silver strip on the capacitor signifies the ground leg, so you need to make sure that this silver leg is the ground leg and is connected to the black wire. Here you must make sure the same thing happens, silver with the black wire. These capacitors are used to make a more, let's say, stable, noise-free voltage. Add a LED and a 220 ohm resistor here on the left side of your board across from the voltage regulator. A LED attached to power like this is a great troubleshooting trick. You will always know when your board is being powered, as well as quickly know if your board is being shorted. The red and black wires on the left, as you can see, on the left of the voltage regulator here, is where your power supply will be plugged. So say that you have 12 or 9 volt power supply, you must add it to these 2 pins. This is the positive and this is the negative. It will go through the capacitor to the regulator. The regulator will produce 5 volts and add these 5 volts to the power line here. Now the red wire is for the power and the black wire is for the ground. Be sure to only attach a power supply that is between 7 and 16 volt. Any lower and you won't get 5 volts off your regulator. Any higher and your regulator may be damaged. So keep it between 7 and 16 volt. A 9 volt battery or 9 volt DC power supply or a 12 volt DC power supply is suitable for this case. So as you can see, you must add here and here 7 to 16 volt, and here you must add ground. So now that the power basics are done, you are ready to load on the chip. As you can see, this is your breadboard and this is how it should look like once you do all the connections for the power supply. Next we will talk about our chip, our microcontroller, and its components, its pins, why we are using each of these pins, and we will identify one of these controllers to be used in this course. Thanks for watching. This is educational engineering team.